got it. So let me ask you this: you pointed out all the points where it can't happen. What does it look like if it were to happen? Like, what would it have to look like? What would black people have to do in order for you to be convinced
Suffer,
that okay, this is a possibility that this
suffer.
shit can
They got to
happen?
suffer. It's got to be meaningful to them. Listen,
So
for
so it's not
anything
so
to
so
happen,
so
for
so you
anything,
saying it? Hold on.
anything to
If they
happen on
move
a mass scale, you have to be willing to die for it.
if they move like you and I, you
If
don't
it,
think that's
listen,
enough?
Bruiser, for anything to happen on a mass scale, you have to be willing to die for it.
I get it. I'm willing to die for
I,
mine. You willing to die for yours, right?
I'm willing to die for what I believe in. Absolutely.
Okay, then. So I'm saying if we have enough people to move like us, like you and I, as a mass majority, you don't think that's enough to get the ball rolling?
No,
Then why not?
because we see it happening on YouTube every day. We see it happening in our own neighborhoods. You can't even get these motherfuckers to pick up the trash from their own lawns in order to raise their own property values collectively.
Wait. So
If
you
listen,
you
if
going
we can't,
backwards?
no,
You
think
going
about
backwards,
no, no.
Anton?
Listen, Bruiser. Listen,
Do you
Bruiser.
pick up your own trash, Anton?
Listen, Bruiser. This is what I'm saying.
Hey, I
If
do.
we
I'm
can't even
laughing
get
because I
people
own
to, if we
property.
can't even get people to care about their own households, what makes you think that they're gonna care about you collectively as a group?
But that's not my question. I'm saying just hypothetically.
It's not gonna happen, Bruiser.
No, I get you saying it's not going to happen. You're pulling all the points on why it won't happen. I'm saying, what does it look like for it to happen? Does it look if we get enough people to move like you and I as men and our wives? Don't you think that's strong enough to get the ball rolling?
No,
We are
I
you,
don't.
you okay, so why not?
Because I think the loudest people. Okay, anybody that has a level of success is trying to protect that, right? If I want to come at you, right? Let's say that I'm a dusty, and I'm a op, right? And I don't like you. Well, I'm not gonna come at you directly, Bruiser. I'm gonna come at the things that's meaningful to you. I think that the problem in the black community is the ones that's the worst of us don't have nothing to lose. You have something to lose. And so you're going to opt out of what it is that's meaningful to you. Think about Martin Luther King, right? Think about Malcolm X. They had wives, they had children, but they were willing to put their lives on the line and for them to become widows in order to be able to go through with whatever it is that they felt like their purpose was. Are you willing to abandon your family in order to battle the worst of us in order to continue to get? Because Martin Luther King was hated. Malcolm X was hated amongst our people. Our people hated Martin Luther King. We want to rewrite history and act like all black people was for him, but in reality, even to this very day, it's people that still throw his name under the bus, right? And so if you think about it, though, if I come at you, are you willing to abandon what's best for your family in order to stand for what it is that you believe is best for the black community?
Based on the terms I presented earlier in the question, yes.
I'm
Because I know
not.
that you
You
know
know why
why?
I'm not? You know why I'm not?
Hold on. Let me tell you why
Okay,
first.
tell me why.
If you reserve what I asked you first, when I said if we had an overwhelming Germany that moved like you and I,
Hmm.
and the way you and I would be down. I would be down with my people because I know I got a guy like Anton, a guy like Bruiser, that's pro nuclear family, that's focused on building wealth, that's focused on child upbringing in the best optimized situations so we can flourish. I know we
Hmm.
got strength in numbers, so I'm gonna do whatever it takes to preserve that. You get what I'm saying?
Assuming, but here's the problem, though, Bruiser. Here's the problem. You know why I'm not willing to do it? Because I'm looking at the legacy of those dudes that came before us. And they sacrificed their lives. And they died for what they believe in. And we don't even honor them today. For what? What did they die
So
for?
so your mind is fixed on being honored later for
No,
doing
my
noble
mind is
deeds.
fixed on paying attention to how things happen historically.
And I'm saying the same thing,
I'm
but I'm
I'm
saying it in
using
a different way.
history to justify that they died for nothing because we don't truly honor them with our actions. We just give them symbolic gestures.
But
And
that
so
means you're
what was the point of their kids being raised without a father if all we do is shit on them and tell them and talk about their names? We talk about Martin Luther King like he's shit now. I see people have whole live streams about how Martin Luther King ain't shit. Why
I
would
see
we
it too,
die?
Anton, but
Why
what
would
you're
we
doing is
die?
you're sliding back. whenever we establish a different scenario of, of a positive representation of men and women.
No,
So
I
if we
understand what
have
you're
that,
saying, Bruiser.
we
I'm not
have that.
disagreeing with the idea that strong people can make a movement. What I'm saying is that at what cost? At
At
what
what
cost?
cost?
Is it worth it? The price that you and
Yes,
I would have to pay, or whomever it is would have to pay, is it worth the cost?
yes.
I don't
If
agree.
I'm mad, hold on. Let me just
I
paint this picture
disagree.
for you. Let me paint this picture for you. You might reconsider. If we actually had the overwhelming majority of black people establish a community, we have something to preserve moving forward, and it was actually under attack, and we already know what it looked like before we got it. We got out of it. We already know what the shit looked like before we got out of it.
It's not
There's
under
no
it,
way.
but Bruiser,
There's no way you can sit here and say
Bruiser,
I'm not gonna go out there and do all I can to preserve it, because I know if
Bruiser.
we go back to that,
But we not under attack. You
well,
and I individually are not under attack.
I'm saying I was just painting a hypothetical scenario.
But you got to paint it. You got to make it realistic.
Okay, well, it's no way to make it realistic because it doesn't exist. It's just something. It's just a
Which
thought.
is why we ain't never got to worry about it.
But that's where hope comes into place. That's where the dream came
You
into
know
place.
where hope is dangerous, Bruiser.
Well, how do you think we got here? It took hope. It
We
took a
got
dream,
here
right?
by Obama selling us hope, and then he gave us fucking the LGBTQ community. Obama's whole slogan and his whole campaign was based off of hope.
Well, see what I'm trying to get you to think forward instead of pulling all of the bullshit with you that
I
happened.
can't, because you can't
Well,
ignore.
how do you? But how can you get mad at other people
I
who can
don't.
do it,
I
who
don't.
has the ability to do it?
I say do it. Do it.
Okay.
I think they should do it. I want to see it happen. I want to
Okay.
see
So
Umar
okay. So
Johnson School get built. I want to see people get reparations successfully. I want to see the whole 9 yards. I want to see people do it.
I do too, bro. Because I know my kids got to grow up in this shit.
Which is one of the reasons why I considered not having kids in the first place.
Oh wow.
Yep, I say it all the time.
Hold on, man.
I strongly considered never having kids, uh, and I was okay with not having a kid.
So you're okay. So basically, what you just saying, you going on the record to say, hey, look, I know what all my ancestors fought. I know what my fathers and my mothers and fathers and grandfathers fought for to keep this bloodline going. You're saying you're willing to terminate that.
Listen, Bruiser, I posted on my Twitter today or last night. I'll read it to you exactly. I posted. It said, hold on, I'm about to read it to you specifically. This is what I posted on my Twitter, right? Hold on, let me see if I can lower it real quick. Hold on, let me see if I can turn this around.
Probably got to back it up a little bit and bring it back in.
The world is on a downward slope, on a collision course with God. Pray for others, save yourself, and have a great time while you're here. That's it. I said the world is on a collision course. Pray for others, save yourself.
So basically, what you're saying, we didn't got too far to where it can't be it's unrepairable
Yeah, it's over.
for
I
black.
think it's over.
And do you think majority of black people feel like that?
I do. I think it's a silent majority though. I think the people that are worst for us are the ones that's the loudest. I think it's a silent majority that feels exactly like that.
Well, I'm gonna go on the record and be one of the people that feels like it's not. It's not. It's anytime. I feel like anytime you got an ounce of breath in your body, there's always a way. That's what I believe in.
I
And I
don't.
don't even call myself a Christian, a Muslim, or anything like that. I just specifically believe anytime you got blood running through your veins and an ounce of breath in your body, there's always a way. We just don't know the way.
Okay.
And
What's
we'll
going
never know the
on?
way. You know why we'll never know the way? Because we always keep talking about how it's not possible, or
No, Bruiser, we know what it takes to get there. I'm just not willing to. I'm not willing to suffer on behalf of people that don't give a fuck about me.
but what if you had a team that was willing to suffer with you? Is that not enough?
I wouldn't ask them for that.
But it's necessary.
No, it's not. Save
Uh,
yourself.
all
Get the
right.
fuck out and save yourself. Save yourself. Do whatever you got to
It
do
ain't
to
even about
survive.
me though. Look, it ain't even about me.
No, that's the statement. Save yourself.
It's about my kids, man. My kids got to grow up in this shit.
Save yourself.
Imagine having a community where your kids don't have to be afraid of the other kids that's the same color of them. Imagine that.
Yeah,
If
good
we can
luck
get
with
back,
that.
I would kill for that. I would die for that. I would die for my kids that to be able to look at another kid that's the same color as them and won't have any fear that they're gonna cross them or
I'm done. I'm not. I'm willing to put my kids in the right environment to where whoever it is that rock with them, rock with them. It ain't got to be
well,
they.
I would
I
love the
don't care
ability.
if my daughter marry a white man or an Asian guy or anything like that. That I don't care about that.
1,000 lashings,
I
Anton.
have no listen. I have no problem with it whatsoever.
About to get lashed, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
I have no problem whatsoever.
Wow.
Mr.
And
Antoine,
I
what's
try to
going
I
break
have a
on?
through
quick.
it. He got a
Nothing.
wall. I try to break through Anton. Anton got a wall up.
He has a big wall. He has a
No,
huge
think
wall. I
about it
like
though,
that.
Bruiser. Think about it. Me and you, I'm gonna let you rock, Ronnie. But think about it though, Bruiser. Who catches the majority of the shots, even here on YouTube, of all the people that's been on the Lapeef panel and anything like that, of all the men, that has been on the panel, you and I catch more shots than anybody else. We the only fucking ones that's married. We the only ones that adds value into our listeners and our community. We the only ones that's actually a reflection of what people say is supposed to be the black community in your household. And we catch more flack. Not from people that don't look like us, from women and other simps that look just like us. Now, why would I put my life on the line for that?
For the progression of humanity, brother.
Listen, I, don't- I listen. I see other. I don't just see when you go to the Lapeef Network or you go to these panels, bro. You only gonna see a specific demographic of people. I've been on
No,
other
we see a collective of the different. It's not just there; it's everywhere.
So you really are you saying that you don't see outstanding black people in other areas? I think it's certain areas that you go
I
to
do.
that's considered hot
But they
spots where
all
you can
got a
find.
different mentality, though, Bruiser. They don't think like the collective. They think like individuals.
So okay, so I think that's the way to tear down that wall. You just expose that. If you can witness that there's a group of people like you and I out here in the world. They may be under the radar. They may be moving in silence because they don't want to be out there like that. But I feel like there's some black people out there that is a good representation, like you and I.
Yeah,
And
I
we
got them
may
in
be
my network. I got some dope people that's in my network.
right. So there you go, man.
I would never.
Imagine
I would never tell them to make that type of sacrifice because I'm not willing to do it. So why would I ever tell them to do it? I would never tell somebody to do something that I wouldn't do myself. I would never recommend somebody invest in something I haven't already done. I would never tell somebody to do something that I wouldn't do myself.
Well, don't you call yourself a Christian?
That's
What
very
would you
much Christian values. Why would you tell some first get
what would Jesus do?
he would do it himself first before he tells somebody else to do it?
No, I'm saying if you were sitting right next to Jesus, and you would you say these same things?
Yeah, why wouldn't I? I think he's listening right now. Jesus is always with me, Bruiser. Why would I ever tell somebody to do something that I wouldn't do myself?
I mean, I don't know, man. I just thought Christians were like
Regular
more.
people. What's up, Ronnie? What's your thoughts again?
Yes, sir. So let's So you're against reparations, is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So the young brother, he is 100% accurate about the history of black folk. He didn't take it far enough. Black folk after they were freed. In fact, let's just say 1865, so-called Civil War ended.
Mm-hmm.
Then there were the black codes,
Mm-hmm.
and the black codes ended. Some you can argue 1 year to 3 years. It depends on which state you're in which the black codes gave birth to Jim Crow later down the road after Reconstruction.
Mm-hmm.
So already black folk were economically behind. Heck, in certain areas in the South, black folk couldn't vote because of the lynchings, because of the Klan, and because of the lynchings.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you against reparations when we were behind the 8 ball from the very beginning?
Because don't nobody owe you compassion. Don't nobody owe you compassion. Don't nobody owe you an acknowledgement. Don't nobody give a fuck about your feelings. You lost. You was behind the 8 ball. Women couldn't vote either. Fuck them.
It was
I
it
still
was
don't
a
believe that women
contractual
Well,
deserve.
you didn't
I
lose,
agreement.
Mr.
listen.
Antoine.
I still don't believe that women deserve to vote today. I think that they vote. I think that they should get up on. Listen, if it was me, this country would be ran completely different, bro. I believe that in order for you to even be able to have an impact, you should be married. I don't think you represent the best interests of this country unless you actually are have somebody that you care for, because then you have something to lose. Either that or you have to have served in the military, right? You've had to have be of some service, but just because you turn 18 and with your brain is not even fully developed yet, does not mean that you can make a smart decision on who should run the country. That's bullshit to me, right? I don't believe like all of these different things that we see. They say women was behind the 8 ball. They should have been fucking behind the 8 ball. It was men that was building the country. What you talking about? We was at
But
war.
but black folk, let's take the race riot of. I'm in North Carolina, so there's the race riot of 1898. So black people ran Wilmington. In essence,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't until a white mob took that power away and basically destroyed the black community. In
They
fact, if you
won.
look at
They
Wilmington,
won.
yeah, what? So you consider that a war against your own? Basically,
Mm-hmm.
did I hear that correctly?
Yeah.
Ooh,
The same way that warring tribes over in Africa didn't want to fight their enemy no more, so they incentivized themselves by selling them over to Europeans that then turned them into slaves in America.
ooh.
How is it any different? They fucked up tribes over there. They was stabbing them motherfuckers in the head and raping their babies.
It's different because you have a
How
group
is
of.
America any less savage than we were over in Africa?
It's
So basically,
different
you're
because you
saying
have a race of people. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
so basically saying our original enemy and the enemy we should be looking at is the Africans.
It's in the mirror.
That's a fact. The
It's in the
origin point of
mirror.
slavery.
Listen,
So how do
how
hold on?
is
So how do you feel
America?
about
How
how do
is
you feel about Africans
Americans
saying,
or
"Hey,
how are
y'all come back to Africa"?
Europeans? How are Europeans any less savage than what we were? The only difference is that they figured out how to capitalize it and make more money off of it than we did. We got the bad end of the deal.
So how would you feel if Africans say, "Hey, look, African Americans, black people, y'all come back over here, back to the homeland"? You think they should deny that, decline that because of the past? Like, look, you
Do I
sold
think that
us,
who should decline it?
yeah,
Do I think that who should decline it?
black people and African Americans that was sold into as a descendants of slavery over here.
What if
You think
should they
you think they
decline
should
us
say, "Hey,
coming
look"?
over into their country?
Yeah, you think they should say, "Hey, look, we're not coming back over there to establish a community because y'all sold us over here."
They already selling they property over to Saudi Arabia and China anyway. They selling out anyway. They would be this would be in their best interest for us to come over here and help them motherfuckers. Fuck them.
Hold
But
on, wait. So
Mr.
they
Anton,
selling
there was
themselves
no.
out of.
Oh, I'm sorry to
No,
interrupt,
go
but
ahead.
Black
there
Go
was
people,
ahead. Go
no
ahead.
listen,
war.
Africans are bad capitalists. They're great warriors, but they're horrible capitalists. That's really what it comes back down to. Phenomenal warriors can jump out the fucking gym, can shoot a basketball, can throw a fucking spear, can fuck on a chick real hard, but they horrible capitalists. That's really what it comes down to. They got the bad end of the deal from then all the way up until now.